So we're out in an area called Ninh Binh for a day basically doing touristy stuff today. I've got a little BC in front of me here. And we're going into this temple. Yes. I want it. Yeah. Hello. Big old fat rain, little bitty rain. Keep up at the rear. You are being idle. So it's a bit noisy out here, hope you can hear me. We're on our final internal flight now. We're flying from Hanoi back down to Saigon for our last few days on the trip. So I'll see you when we get there. So today we're in the Australian area of responsibility. We've just driven through Berea, which was a town that was the biggest town that was closest to the Australian base, and it's where they used to spend a bit of their R&R when and if they got any. And my dad served in Vietnam 65 to 66, and he served in this area, and he did actually mention about going to Berea on the piss and having a bit of fun and all that. So we're in a place at the moment called Long Fuk, and there's a tunnel complex here that we're going to have a look at. It's lesser known than the Cu Chi tunnels, but because of that it's less touristy, so this will be quite an interesting one, I'm sure.
Okay, now. This is the different way to go to the loophole for shooting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or foxhole loophole. Yeah. Oh, that's right. This is the warehouse. The warehouse. They can keep the rice here.
Did you?
The writing list. The back there. The back there.
Yeah.
the other way to go to the loophole for controlling and shooting down. Okay, now we get out here.
Yeah.
Enough for you to know this tunnel. This tunnel is larger than Fuji, huh? Larger than.
So it's a firing port here.
And over there, they can look to that direction.
Yeah.
They have some of the loophole like this.
Very clever.
Some VC snacks. What we got here then is fire support base horseshoe on top of the hill there, at the very top point there, which is where the New Zealanders had their artillery base. 18, I think 105mm howitzers, if I'm not wrong, ready to support the Australians in their operations in this region. And this was absolutely crucial during the Battle of Long Tan, as we'll talk about later. So this area here was Nui Dat base. Looking ahead over that direction there was the main base for Australian forces in Vietnam. And then over here to the left you've still got a football pitch, obviously not the original goalpost, but original football field that the Aussies used to have a kickabout. So here we've got a kindergarten that was built, funded by Australian veterans. So a lovely touch by those veterans. And you can see here, you can just about make out the kangaroo there, obviously donating the Australian influence or funding for this project. It's quite a nice thing, eh? Looks a bit ramshackle now though. I'm guessing it probably hasn't been used for a little while. This here then originally was an airstrip. You can see how wide that is there, and this was built for Nui Dat base for the Caribou aircraft that the Australians used. So what we got here is the last remaining piece of structure from the Australian base at Nui Dat. Basically those two poles there, the two stone structures, are the last remaining pieces of the camp, and that was the main entrance to Nui Dat. This was the area where Nui Dat was, the inside of the base, and you can see there's some construction work going on here now. Over that area there was where the helipad was, one of the helipads of the base. This here then is a bunker, the remnants of one anyway, that was an outpost for Nui Dat base, and it was here so they could observe the road that you can see running left to right for approaches to the base. And you've got the entrance to the bunker just there, leading down in. Now in Long Tan, which is the site of one of the biggest Australian battles during the Vietnam War, 1966, 18th of August, D Company from 6 Ra came into contact with an enemy force, and not realising how big they were going to be, basically come under fire, and it turned out to be a regiment of North Vietnamese. I think it's 275th Regiment, 275th Regiment, and it was D445 Battalion of the main force VC as well. So a major battle ensued, and one of the main things that saved the Australians on the day was the New Zealanders giving fire support with their artillery. Very hard fighting, you know, in torrential rain as well. Apparently it hammered it down that day, as it does over here. If anyone's interested in seeing a bit about that battle, there's a great film called Danger Close that you can get, and it tells the story of that battle. And there was 18 Australians killed and 25 injured, and 130 to 150 North Vietnamese and VC killed. Bear in mind the Aussies only had around about 100 guys in D Company, and they were up against between 1,500 to 2,500 MVA and VC, so they're very lucky to come out of that and not be completely decimated. So what we've got here coming up is the Long Tan Cross Memorial, where we're going to go and pay respects to those fallen on that day.
Over there is around 2 kilometers from here, 2.5 kilometers. That day is 18 August, the year in 1966. Very early in Vietnam War, very early, because the Australian army, they came here 2 years before only. From the main bay, they sent out one of the patrol group. The patrol group, they came out. That is the platoon. They came out to check this area. Suddenly, they discovered the VC there. That night time, they will attack to the main base. They gather there. So both sides, they meet together here. Oh, they shoot together immediately. When the voice of the rifle rise up from the main base, the tank up here, and the helicopter also lift up, come here and shoot down, and the troop, the Australian troop from the main base, they come out to fight again here. Yeah. That time is from 3 o'clock p.m. and from that time it had the rain, heavy rain. So every soldier, they can hide by the tree and they line down to shoot. From the main base there, Australian, they have the strong force, strong weapon, cannon from there shoot, and helicopter and tank up here. So the Vietnamese lost a lot of people here. Yeah, they're fighting.
So whilst I'm here, what I'm going to do is bury some of my dad's ashes here, just so he can be laid to rest. He didn't fight at Long Tan, but he served over here in Vietnam. I just want to remember him and some of his friends. Some of his friends actually did die here on that day. So just to remember John Blakey and David O'Brien, one of his best mates who passed away a few years ago. And I'm just going to leave some of his ashes here. And I'd just like to say a massive thank you to all the members that are supporting my channel. Much appreciated. Thank you.